بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله. Good morning, bonjour. I am reading this book titled Glucose Revolution by Jesse, and I feel from the beginning that it is full of wisdom. It is full of wisdom energy. Today I'm just gonna read 2 pages from the middle, and when I finish reading this book, and there's a lot on it, on YouTube, on podcasts, when I finish reading it, I'm gonna come back and review it. So today I'm gonna give you a chunk. On the first page she writes, stop cravings, get your energy back, feel amazing. The life-changing power of balancing your blood sugar. On the last page she mentions two reviews. The best practical guide for managing glucose to maximize health and longevity, from a Harvard professor that wrote the book Lifespan. Another review, Jesse takes the new science of nutrition and makes it practical for everyone. And it's written by a doctor who wrote the book Fat Chance and Metabolical. And then she writes, or the publisher writes, improve all areas of your health, your sleep, cravings, mood, energy, skin, weight, and even slow down aging with easy science-based hacks to manage your blood sugar while still eating the foods you love. Glucose is a tiny molecule in our body that has a huge impact on our health. It enters our bloodstream through the starchy or sweet foods we eat. Glucose spikes are not something that only affect people with diabetes. Most of us experience glucose spikes, about 80% of the population, according to some American estimates. And unfortunately, these spikes carry with them consequences that can harm our physical and mental health. The symptoms: cravings, fatigue, infertility, hormonal issues, acne, wrinkles, and over time the development of conditions such as type 2 diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, cancer, dementia, and heart disease. Drawing on cutting-edge science and her own pioneering research, biochemist Jessie offers 10 simple hacks to help you balance your glucose levels without going on a diet or giving up the foods you love. For example, they mention 3 points: how eating foods in the right order will make you lose weight effortlessly. Number 2, what secret ingredient will allow you to eat dessert and still go into fat-burning mode. Number 3, what small change to your breakfast will unlock energy and cut your cravings. Entertaining and informative, Glucose Revolution is a chock full of tips that can drastically and immediately improve your life. Really, immediately, in 1 month, I noticed a drop in my fat percentage. And I was really shocked when I saw the scale. So let's read from chapter 3, part 3, how can I flatten my glucose curves? Hack number 2, add a green starter to all your meals. So here we go. She's talking about Yasmin. Yasmin grew up in the countryside of Sweden with a Lebanese mother and a Swedish father. Her parents were busy. They had full-time jobs and 5 children. But no matter how busy they were, the family sat down to eat together every night. The first course of each dinner was always a large salad. تدلع Yasmin Jas. When Jas moved out and got her first job as a teacher in Gothenburg, Just like me, she didn't think to follow her family's example. Her days were paced by the back and forths between her apartment and the middle school. She was swamped by coursework and in between deadlines tried to maintain her social life. In short, she didn't have time to think about food. Her usual tactic was to swing by the grocery store on her way home from work, pick up a box of pasta, and eat that for dinner. She'd pack the leftovers for lunch the next day. Before she knew it, her eating habits had completely changed. Once someone who just enjoyed chocolate for dessert, she had now developed a sweet tooth. She counted the seconds until break, when she could go to the coffee shop and buy a slice of cake. She needed a regular supply of treats to get through the day. The new job was taxing. She worked a lot and was quite tired, and eating something sweet every few hours kept her motivated. As the months went on, her sweet tooth grew even more pronounced. She was either eating sugar or thinking about eating sugar. Her cravings were out of control. And in fact, her cravings were controlling her. Her willpower was nowhere to be found. She started to gain weight. Acne appeared on her forehead. Her periods became irregular. She felt bad about the cravings and all the changes taking place in her brain and her body. One afternoon before Jass's usual snack time, she asked her class to open their biology books to chapter number 10, Metabolism. She spoke about how our body gets energy from food, and in particular what happens when we eat carbohydrates. Jass was teaching a lesson on glucose. As she went through the material, she couldn't help but think that maybe there was something that could help her here. In the same week, serendipitously, a colleague showed her the glucose goddess Instagram account. Things started clicking. She wondered, is glucose the problem? Am I experiencing glucose spikes without knowing it? Is this why I can't stop eating chocolate and why I feel so tired all the time? She soon noticed two things. One, when she was hungry, she always went for carbs first. And two, her meals weren't balanced. Lunch and dinner were mostly starches. She realized she was getting messages from her body. Something was off. Yes, she was definitely on a glucose roller coaster. We're finishing up here. In order to flatten our glucose curves, eating fiber, protein, and fat before starchy foods is key. With this empowering realization, Jass decided to reinstate a tradition from back home. A first course every night of a large salad. She had grown up eating fattoush, a traditional Lebanese salad. So off she went to make it herself. She combined chopped bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, and radishes with lettuce, a handful of parsley, spring onions, and seasoned it with olive oil, salt, and a lot of lemon juice. Thanks for attending. I will definitely continue reading this, and I will definitely come back to you with my review. This is Faisal Mltemis signing off.